All right, positive energy all the time. Good to see everybody. Hope y'all doing great. Rep your city, rep your city. I was just on the phone talking to some people. Tonight is going to be crazy. Later on tonight, I'm going to be talking about the term country. Because I'm talking to friends and I'm always saying country, country people, country this and country that. And I had to explain to them what country meant in the city of Chicago in the 60s and early 70s. The word country was not a negative, derogatory term. When we said you was country, that did not mean you was from the South, or it had nothing to do with the South, actually, believe it or not. It had something to do with your choice of words and how you talk. So I'm gonna be talking about that tonight. How we was all country in Chicago. Chicago was considered we was considered country. So we're gonna talk about that. That's gonna be a great conversation. A lot of people don't know this information, so I can't wait to talk about that. So country, we was a bunch of country people. Now we lived in Chicago, but we was country. And that was the way you talked. You talk like your mom and daddy, and they was from the country. And if your mom and daddy's from the country and they move up here, they still country. They don't turn, they don't turn uncountry, you know. And so if your mom and daddy's country and you they babies, your ass country too. So we're gonna talk about that. So country was not a derogatory term. It was not an anti-South term. A lot of people in the South don't know that. It's not. How is it going to be a negative term when your mom and daddy is from the country? But it was basically how you talk. So I'm gonna be talking about that tonight. That's going to be very interesting. And a lot of people don't know Chicago is considered country. We consider country. We don't sound like New York. We don't sound like the ones further up north. We country as hell. So I got to talk about that. It's going to be very interesting. We transferred a lot of words from there. We transferred a lot of words from the South. We just start pronouncing them differently. So we're going to get into all of that. A lot of this stuff is country stuff. And so my friend was like, oh, wow, I never thought about that. I'm telling you facts. This is for somebody that went to Alabama every summer. And, 2, 3 weeks in Alabama out of school, that's like 3 months. That's like 2 or 3 months in school because you're only in school so many hours, but you're out of school. So I'm in Alabama 24 hours a day. I'm in the country. I come back, I was country as hell. I'm still country. But I don't have the twang, the accent. See, there's a southern accent, there's a northern accent. We're going to get into it tonight, though. It's going to be very interesting. But country was a positive word up here. It meant you wasn't trying to be all sophisticated, That's what it meant, basically. So we're going to talk about that. That's going to be a great conversation. I just want to document a lot of things I do over here just for the sake of documenting the history. To all my brothers and sisters in the South, y'all going to love it because you probably didn't know that. You probably think when we use the term country is derogatory or it means you're from the South. No. In Chicago, country means how you talk, which had nothing to do with your accent or nothing. It had something to do with your choice of words and your lack of trying to be sophisticated. So we're going to get into that. So it was a positive thing. It kind of was the old world for keeping it real. And it's a lot like the word ghetto. Ghetto, country, they was both used the same way. When they say you all ghetto, that didn't mean you was really from the ghetto. That means there's a certain way you talking that's ghetto. You know what I'm saying? So country was the same way. Country was the original ghetto, basically. We're going to talk about that because I don't think a lot of people from the South understand what it's like when a bunch of people came from Mississippi and Alabama and moved to Chicago and all lived in the neighborhood together. And so they was all Mississippi and Alabama acting. You're not going to magically turn. You're not going to magically turn to Chicagoans because everybody's from Mississippi and Alabama. Your mama, your daddy, your grandmama, your granddaddy. That's all you around is Mississippi and Alabama people, and they talking the same way. So you're going to talk the same way. And then they had jobs where they didn't have to talk sophisticated. So we country as hell. In Chicago, I don't sound country. I'm country as hell. All you got to do is listen. I just don't have the accent. Think about it. I never totally sophisticated all the way. Kind of like a hybrid, like country grammar, like a ghetto. Yeah, I'm saying? So we're going to talk about that tonight. That's going to be great. Today we're talking about something. I got to be careful. So let me shout out everybody. Rep your city. You know how we do. You know how we do. I'm representing the Windy City. Shout out to everybody on Twitch, Kick, both Facebook accounts, X, and all the social media accounts I'm on. They say I'm too old to be on all that social media. All right, so we got Brooklyn, New York in the building. We got Dallas in the building. We got Indianapolis in the building. Sean Guy represent. That's my cousin. That's my little cousin, Alexis. We got Miami in the building. We got San Jose in the building. We got Richmond in the building. We got Miami in the building. Miami Beach. We got Indianapolis in the building. We got New Orleans in the building. We got Woodridge in the building. Who else we got? Rep your city. Let us know where you're from. We got Pittsburgh in the building. We got Anniston, Alabama in the building. Shout out to all my family in Alabama. Can't wait to get down there and see y'all. That's what I'm going to be talking about later on tonight. Alabama. We got Brooklyn in the building twice. Is Brooklyn in the house? Yes. We got Dallas in the building. We got the whole United States in the building and some of the world. We got the great New York, New York. New York is every time Ghost should come over here, and he says New York, I have like a flashback of going to New York. We got Philly in the building. Going to New York was like going into the future. That's why I got to get back there. Like if you want to make some money, you need to go to New York. We have Toledo in the building. If you want to make some money in the United States, you need to go to New York. Because whatever you're doing, New York is light years ahead of you. I tell you, I'm not kidding. You're talking about investing, you're talking about doing any type of business, go to New York. Chicago's in the building. Even if you don't stay number 3-4 days, you're going to see. Make sure you go on the weekend. Go down to Times Square. Go down to Times Square, and all you got to do is look, and you'll see them. You're going to be going into the future. Like right now, New York is in the future. It's almost 10 o'clock here. It's almost 11 o'clock in New York. Think about that. Where's the first place say Happy New Year? New York. They're ahead of us. California's behind us. California's in the past. So yeah, y'all, let's get it going. Today I'm talking about the whole migrant situation. See how I get in trouble? I'm not supposed to talk about that stuff. So I'll talk about deportation, and I'll talk about if the shoe was on the other foot. That's what I'm talking about. What if the shoe was on the other foot? Would anybody care about us? No, no, no. We've never got support from these other people. Chicago's in the building. Because they want me to support the situation with ICE, but I'm like, hey, I'm not, man, listen, we're not going to keep supporting people. They don't be supporting us. As foundational Black Americans, we don't be getting no support. We don't get no support from Hispanics. We don't get no support from Asians. We don't get no support from Africans. We don't get no support from Caribbeans. The fact is, the group that give us the most support be whites. It be white people give us the most support. That's an absolute fact. That's the truth. When it comes to foundational Black Americans, it be white people on the front line against white people. When we be, I swear to God. Just like it's white people on the front line for and the immigrants. It's white people on the front line fighting against ICE for some people that ain't even white. They'll never get, the white people that be fighting for righteous stuff, they'll never get no respect. That people act like they don't see them. I see them. They be out there fighting against their own system and people that's their same race. But they be like, no, this is wrong, brother. No, down with ICE. Let them go. They be out there, boy. They be out there. They be at the ICE facility every day. Here in Chicago, protest the white protesters. They don't be playing. Salute to the white protesters. Boy, they not going. They be going hard. They don't get no props. There's too much racism in the world. There's too much race. Too much race. It's too much hate. I can't get with the hate. I guess tomorrow I'm going to talk about Poland and Russia and World War III. I don't know if y'all keeping up with what's going on with that, with the gas running out in Poland and Russia running out of gas and blowing up all their oil refineries. Oh, hey, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Hey, y'all, it's getting deep. You better get some beans and rice in the house. I'm going to the store next week and get a double stock of what I got. Things is not looking good. Things is heating up, ain't it, Ghost? Oh, it ain't looking good, y'all. It ain't looking good. Yeah, I keep up with everything. I keep up all the way from the hood all the way to the top. Some of the stuff I look at, I don't say nothing. I know everything Charleston White do. I know everything Woody doing. I know everything everybody's doing. For real. If I wanted to, I could be like the Black news person. I think I'm the only one that watch all of that variety, that wider variety, from vegan stuff to Seti Nash. I'm the only one to watch from, plant-based to Poetic Flacco. I think I'm the only, especially at my age, I think I'm the only one know them. To all the drill rappers and stuff, you know. I don't think a lot of people don't like me on my Instagram because I be posting a lot of drill. I like the music though. Do I think the dog man is gonna come out since the climate is changing? If he want to get shot, you know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. Everybody's scared of black, you know, N words. You know what I'm saying? The most dangerous. The dog man ain't got nothing on the YNs. The dog man don't want no smoke with these YNs. These YNs will lay the dog man down. The dog man, I could do a whole movie on that though. Dog man meets switches. You know what I'm saying? The dog man will get Swiss cheesed up. Boy, it's 2025. The dog man don't got a chance. I was just outside with the real monsters. The dog man ain't the monster. Shout out to Lil Gary and y'all. I know y'all ain't watching, but shout out to your Lil Gary and Lil Fool there. Shout out to Lil Fool and Lil Gary. That was nice talking y'all today. Y'all bad. Y'all need to sit down, but they ain't even watching. I can't even straighten out the youth because they don't watch. I was like, man, y'all don't be. You didn't hear what I said. Nah, we won't be watching you, Pharaoh Fool. We won't be watching that old shit. What? I am not old. I will be watching your old ass. Hey, try to listen to that shit, G. That's what they be telling me. The streets is crazy. That's how they talk to me. Man, Pharaoh, nobody want to hear all that old ass shit, G. Little boy, ain't nobody asked you if you wanted to hear it. You hearing it though. I ain't asked you if you want to hear it. I don't remember taking a consensus if you want to hear what I'm finna say. Hello? Close your ears up there. And ain't you on probation? Huh? Don't you be in and out of jail? You know, that's I be talking to. You right though, bro. You right. I ain't going to jail no more. Yes, you is. You said that the last 2 times you went to jail. You said you wasn't going back. Well, look, Darren, that. I'll see now you hitting below the belt. Rest in peace, little Darren. You know, I be kind of hitting below the belt. I bought up one of the little guys that got on the line. They was mad. They was mad as hell because they wouldn't listen. So I said, y'all don't listen. Where little Darren at? And they was like, oh, man, Pharaoh, you bogus for that one. You know, I kind of hurt their feelings. I'm trying to get my point across. You're going to be with little Darren if you don't change. And I'm Big Darren. So what you gonna do about it anyway? You know I'm with y'all know I'm with the bullshit. Okay. I wouldn't be outside with y'all if I wasn't just like y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, I be trying to save them out there. They don't listen to nobody. They don't like old people. They don't like old people. They don't listen. It's dangerous out there talking to them. Yeah, it's dangerous. They got like, like the shorties in the streets got like mental issues, like PTSD, trauma, abandonment issues, anger issues, and shit. They're crazy as hell. It's dangerous. You got to have skills to talk to them. Like you really got to have skills. Like you got to become them. If they pick up anything from you where you're not one of them, you're gonna be fooled. They'll eat you out there. So you gotta kind of come down off your horse and kind of be like that. They know Roski, you know, they know I'm with the bullshit though. You know what I'm saying? They already know. They already know I'm with it though, if that's where you want to go. That's the only thing keep them in line. They lost. They be trying to help them though. Somebody got to talk to them. Everybody's scared. They scared of the youth. The youth, you know, they just, you know, don't nobody, you know, and I'm going to get to the subject, but when I go outside and I be talking to the youth on the corners and shit, well, a lot of people don't understand it's going to take you 25 minutes before you can talk to them. What I mean by that, it takes them 25 minutes to come down into their emotions. So if you go out there and you're just trying to kick stuff to them, it ain't going to go nowhere. You got to wait until they get into their emotions. That take a little while. You got to be out there with them for a minute, 20, 25 minutes before you can start talking to. You can't just go out there and talk to them. You got to wait till they kind of open up a little bit. And then when they open up and you can see their heart, then that's when you can talk to them. You know what I'm saying? But you got to do a lot of listening, so you can't just talk. Because they only hear when you listen to them. They don't hear from you talking to them. You got to let them tell you they trauma and what the hell they be going through. They be crying and everything. Shit, sad. I wish I could video it, but you know I can't video outside. You can't pull out no camera out there. I wish I could video it. It'd be some of the best shit on. But if I video it, they wouldn't open up. You see what I'm saying? So it wouldn't even be good. They're not gonna open up on camera because they got their reputation. They got, you know what I'm saying? They got to keep it gangster. It's like imagine talking to 20, but it's 500 over here, and you trying to talk to them 20, but they got to go back around to 500 that ain't heard nothing you said. Imagine that. Like you trying to change, but you only talking to 20 and it's 500 of them over here. They can't change. How they going to change? They got to go back with the other 480. So it's just like you can't get them. You know, it's a lot of them. You can't even stay there long because if the ops come through, they just going to let it go. So if I'm moving in, the ops come, I'm gonna be on the news. I'm gonna be on Chirac homicide, or I might not be unalive, but I might be in the hospital. If I'm over there at the wrong time and ops roll through, oh, it's gonna be ugly. So imagine trying to talk to youth, but you doing this. You know, you out there, they looking and you looking. You know what I'm saying? Who that? You know what I'm saying? I got to stop talking when the car coming down the street. It's like being a news reporter in Vietnam. But anyway, we finna talk about immigration. And I'm watching all these people be torn away from their family. I'm watching all these people being thrown on the ground. I'm watching all these people being chased from their jobs and stuff like that. And it's really hard because my heart's so cold because don't nobody care about us. So as a foundational Black American, it's hard to have a heart. It's hard when nobody don't care about you. So every time I see all these bad things, all I keep thinking about, well, what if it was me? They wouldn't give a damn. These certain type of immigrants that's being pushed all on the ground, because they showed me a lady and the ICE agent pushed her in the ground. It was like in a building. I just seen this before I decided to go live. And they grabbed the lady and they pushed the lady on the ground. And I had a friend say, they shouldn't have pushed that lady like that. And I'm saying, and this was a older black lady told me, I said, well, if they pushed you on the ground, would nobody care? If they pushed me on the ground, who would say something? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's bad. And it's sad that I don't got no heart because I should. Right? And I can't just disrespect like Asians or Hispanic people and blame them because they are not rallying around for our causes. You know what I'm saying? Because they got their own problem. They might not even see what be going on with us. But that doesn't change the fact that ain't nobody there for us. You know, when it's black Americans, we by ourselves. Look at the brothers that they found hung. Do you see any Asians or any Hispanics or anybody speaking about them people, them two brothers that they found hung? It's like it ain't happened. It's really bogus because the ICE stories and those stories is overshadowing all these women they finding in the Mississippi River, all these women that's coming up missing, all these people that they finding hung and getting no media, none, absolutely no media. We've been hearing about brothers being hung now for the last 2 years and nobody is saying nothing. And I don't believe we found them all. These just the ones they found. One of the brothers, they say he hung himself, but he's been beaten, he got bruised. You know what I'm saying? You understand? So it's like people out here attacking us on the low. The media ain't saying nothing. People are sending out warnings what to do. We got to tell our women don't touch nothing. They kidnap them. They got this thing where if you touch a book or touch a piece of paper, you fall out, and they grabbing people. Black truckers got to be on high alert. You know, everybody got to be on high alert. And the media not saying nothing. And then they out there fanning the flames, making heroes out of racists. I mean, what else you want me to say? You know, somebody got shot and they making a hero, but the person was a hater. Person have a decent bone in their body, and they made him a hero. The man wouldn't care about you for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So it's irritating because like the hate for us and the disrespect for us is destroying our humanity. You know what I'm saying? We, as foundational Black Americans, we got to deal with so many people ain't got no humanity that we losing ours. Our youth that is growing up with no humanity, no moral compass, no compassion at all. None. Like I feel like they didn't destroy my humanity. Because I watched that lady get pushed on the ground and I didn't care. That's sad. That's messed up. That ain't messed up. Because I'm like a psychiatrist, so I can psychoanalyze myself. And that's sad. That's supposed to bother me. And I was like, so? That's messed up. I ain't even care. Somebody sent it to me. I looked at it, and when they pushed on the ground, I turned. And like, you see that? That wasn't no good, and da da da. And I'm like, that's messed up. I said, look, I need to talk about this because, dang, man, I'm cold as ice. And it's been happening a lot. Like here at the ICE detention center, they've been knocking people down and shooting them with pepper spray and stuff. And I'm like, psh, they done treated us foundational Black Americans so bad for so many hundreds of years that we don't got no compassion for nobody, not even other Blacks. Like when I be seeing Africa and I be seeing that happen to them, I be like, oh, I don't care. Because it's like, don't nobody care about us. And it's like for many years now, everybody want us to care. Everybody wants our support and us to care. But when it happened to us, don't nobody care. I could think of all the years as a young Black man, how much we cared about Africa and South Africa and what happened to them over there. And you don't see Africa give a damn about us. You don't see Jamaica give a damn about, you don't see nothing. You got all them Rosses in Jamaica talk all that Black unity stuff, but they don't say nothing when something happened to us. They quiet. Everybody's quiet. We always on our own. Every time something happens, we always on our own. And if we do look and we do see any few allies, they be white. They be like little white radicals and stuff, going against their own race. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me when we go out and we be protesting and stuff, the only people we see that ain't Black be with us is some white dudes and some white girls that be like radicals. Tell me I'm lying. They be out there, this ain't right. This racism is not right. Like in Washington, D.C., the chubby white dude, the older dude that been in the military. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's always got the bullhorn and out there fighting. He be always, I just seen him, he was with a whole bunch of Black people. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Jolly something. His name Jolly something. I'm following him on Instagram. He be standing on business. A white dude. Older white dude with a beard, kind of chubby. He be standing on business. He be right there with us. But I don't be seeing no Hispanics standing with us. Never. Asians either. And no other Blacks. I don't see no other Blacks. I don't never see no other Blacks. Never. Yeah, Jolly. Jolly be standing on business. But name some Africans or some Blacks that be standing with us. Never. They act when something happened to us, all them Blacks, they act like they don't see it. From here to Ghana. Ghana don't say nothing. Nigeria don't say nothing. Ethiopia, none of them, they don't say nothing. But as soon as something happened there, they want world to pay attention. They want me to pay attention to that dude in Burkina. And I'm like, man, the hell with dude. Dude ain't paying no attention to what happened with me. Yeah, I heard about them throwing people in the water down there in Texas. They ain't even telling what race they are. They just trying to say it's just people. We got to do the research to find out that they, you know what I'm saying? Throwing people in it's like an open hit on us. Ain't nobody saying nothing. Ain't nobody saying nothing. I mean, nothing. Mexico ain't saying nothing. Venezuela ain't saying nothing. El Salvador, none of them ain't saying nothing. Mexico, none of them ain't saying nothing. But then they want us to scream about immigration and ICE throwing their ass out. It's just like unfair. It's like, we sick of that. So I said, man, I got to say something because it's like, if the shoe was on the other foot, who would give a damn about us? If they came out and said, we're going to throw black Americans out of the United States, right? All these immigrants, all these Hispanic and Asian immigrants, they would all try to take our spot. That's all. They would be so happy. They would go get our homes. They would go get our jobs. They would take everything we got. They would be happy. The Hispanic community, if something happened to us, they would be happy and they would step up and take it. Asians too. They would take our stuff and they'll be like, bye. We always hated y'all. I believe that. I believe they would be happy. They would support that happening to us. That's why so many of the Hispanics voted for Trump, because they thought Trump was going to go at us. And he went around and went at them. They didn't expect that. They thought Trump was going to be our enemy. They didn't think Trump was going to be their enemy. And they voted for him. They wasn't going to vote for that black woman. Then when it's the father try to say she ain't black, this and that and that, even a lot of black men did that. She not black all of a sudden. But when you at the club and she there, she would have been black. All that's phony. All that was phony. All you brothers that said Harris ain't black, y'all all fake phony. Because damn well if we went to a club and seen her, we would have tried to hit that. She would have been black. She would have been just like Salt and Pepper. She looked just like the rap group Salt and Pepper. Tell me she looked different than Salt and Pepper. All y'all brothers say she ain't black. In the hood, she's a yellow bone. Y'all know we said she's a yellow bone. She would have been a yellow bone. She would have been black in the hood. I'm the only one kept it real and said I would have hit it. I would have talked to her. Ain't no way she wouldn't. She would have been black to me. She would have been black to me. Facts. I don't be lying. If I would have went in the party and seen her single by herself, I would have hollered at her. I tried to hit that. Ain't no way I would have said she was nothing but black. She looked black. She would have been black. I would have never thought she was no Indian or none of that. Not the way she looked. Her daddy from the Caribbean. But because of misogyny and because so many men hate women, they wasn't going to vote on no women. We have a whole video about the misogyny that happened when Harris ran. A lot of men should be ashamed of themselves because you didn't want to vote for her, but you couldn't run. Why you didn't run then? So all you men that didn't think she was good enough to run, but you ain't good enough to run, y'all some cowards. Y'all hate y'all own mama. Y'all wouldn't have voted for y'all mama. To all you black men that didn't vote for Harris because she was a woman, y'all some cowards, and y'all wouldn't have voted for your own mama, and y'all wouldn't have voted for your own daughters or your sister. Your sister from birth, you wouldn't have voted for it. Y'all some cowards and some lames. And y'all some liars, and y'all ain't no players because everybody knows she's black in the hood. Everybody would have tried to hit that. We would have tried to knock her back. Get the hell out of here. Boy, am I the only real one out here? You know how many dudes didn't vote for her that would have tried to holler at her? All of them. Every dude that didn't vote for her would have tried to get in them drawers. That's a fact. But nobody had passed that up. And she cute. Chris, you off subject. You know what I'm saying? And you one of the losers that voted for your master, right? That ain't doing nothing but doing you dirty, and you ain't coming up for the vote you voted for. And Trump ain't doing nothing for you. right? And then I don't respect no LOL. I don't respect no masculine man with the LOL. We don't LOL. That's feminine. Feel me? So as soon as you do the LOL, then that show me you trying to get somebody to laugh with you, and that's soft. You see what I'm saying? So how am I supposed to listen to you when you LOLing and you supposed to be a man? But this what we gonna do. You come back tomorrow. No LOL. You come back tomorrow, no LOL. Just an S for serious. Yeah, you come back tomorrow. Cause we don't LOL. I got toxic masculinity. I got I got toxic masculinity. I don't LOL. I don't like men LOLing. I got toxic masculinity, bro. Sorry. I don't like men LOLing. Women can LOL, but I don't like men LOLing. I'm trying to bring masculinity back. Yeah, we don't LOL. All of that, you trying to get somebody to rally with your point of view. So it's like LOL, la la la. I'm not with that. I'm not with trying to rally the troops with that kind of stuff. I don't do that. With all due disrespect, I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't like when black men come in and talking to a brother and trying to get a joke, trying to make a joke on a serious conversation, trying to get somebody to rally in on the joke. I don't really like that. You know what I'm saying? If you're a man, just say what you're gonna say. What's the joke? You know what I'm saying? If you're a man, stand on man business. All that LOL stuff ain't got nothing to do with the conversation. Just talk to me like a man. Let me hear where you're coming from. But all that LOL and all that trying to get somebody to laugh when we talking about a serious conversation, I'm not with that. We don't do that outside. You know what I'm saying? You got to talk to me like how we be outside. You can't. I don't do the weirdo stuff, bro. Without due disrespect. No, that ain't my thing. But once I see that, I know you ain't worth talking to. This is big man conversations right here. This ain't like little boy stuff. You know what I'm saying? I got toxic masculinity. For sure, Harris was a better vote than Trump by far. Trump is ruining the economy. Gas prices going to go through the roof. Jobs is gone. Ain't no goods coming in the country. Farmers is going broke. Crops is being gone. Groceries is going damn near double and triple. Would nobody do worse than that? He been a total disaster on my soul. But like I said, I got toxic masculinity. I don't even look like I LOL. You know what I'm saying? I don't LOL. I LND. I LND, bro. I LND. I don't LOL. I LND. I LND, bro. I LND. I don't LOL. I LND. You know what I'm saying? Dudes like you, I LND. I LND, bro. I LND. Yeah. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Everybody know Harris was the best vote at this point. At this point, if you don't want to admit that we should have voted for Harris, then you phony. We should have never voted for dude. And many of the white farmers that's losing everything they got, they agree. There's hundreds and hundreds of videos of people saying they shouldn't have voted for dude. But give it another 2 or 3 months, we'll readdress that conversation. I'm trying to wait till it really get bad, where it's undeniable, because that's where it's finna be. Even to the point it might be World War III, because you pick somebody that's not qualified. And you let the stunting and the color of the skin make you automatically think they was qualified. to the point where now even the head of the military ain't qualified, like an ex-alcoholic running the military. Like he put a bunch of losers, like, I don't know, I'm a businessman. So if you put the right people in there, I'm going to support it. This dude put all losers in position. Like we don't got nobody watching the store. That's just a fact. So far, this is the worst president I ever seen in my life. But let's take a break and we finish. So, I got some Hispanic friends and stuff, and they having regrets. They mad because they said, they said, Pharaoh, the Hispanic community, we came out deep for Trump. You know what I'm saying? They said we went against our black brothers and sisters and went with him. We thought, the brothers told me, the Hispanic brothers told me that they got fooled by Trump's reputation of being a businessman. And they thought, well, he a businessman, he going to bring some money. This is why a lot of people voted for him, bought into the whole apprentice thing, right? Trump Towers and all that. So like, okay, and now he said, man, we voted for him, and now our community is being kicked out the country. Imagine you Hispanic, you vote for him, and then he sick ICE on you. He sick ICE on you, all your relatives, and start deporting them to the Alcatraz, alligator Alcatraz. Them people ain't there no more, and nobody know where they was at. You understand? You know what I'm saying? The alligator Alcatraz, he put people out there don't even know where they at. Don't even know where they at. And people gone. 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 Nobody know where they at. That's the worst president ever. Now I got people want to come debate it. I don't do that over here. I don't do ops. This is a page where, this is an account where you want to listen, and if you don't, then you got to go watch somebody else. I don't do opposition. If you just over here to constantly say, no, my thing is you should go somewhere where it's yeah. You shouldn't even be over here. If you're watching me, but you feel everything I'm saying is wrong, to me, that's like a lane. Because I wouldn't watch you if what you were saying was wrong. I'll go watch something else. So once I see you argumentative like that, and you're just over here, I just get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? But Donald Trump, and I'm born in 1958, this is the worst president I ever seen. These are facts. He is the worst, most unprofessional president I've ever seen in my life. Take over the country. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of that stuff is Nazi Germany stuff. Yeah. Yeah. No respect. Changing, redistricting Texas so that they can win, control the Supreme Court, trying to control the entire government to make it a dictatorship. And the people that supporting that going to be victims of the dictatorship. Anybody can see it. To the point we looking at World War III because he turned his back on Zelensky, and Zelensky went to the French and got drones from the French, and then blew up all Russia's oil refineries, and Russia ready to go to war for real, for real, for real. Trump is going to lead this country into World War III. And then it's going to be too late to be crying. It's going to be too late. Because he definitely don't know what he's doing. And he put somebody, the leader of the military, that don't know what he's doing. And he playing with countries like Russia that's not playing. They're not going to be playing. They got gas shortages and all of that. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. But hey, y'all, it's really up. And the American media is being silenced under his administration. So they can't tell y'all. It's up. World War III is like this close. To the point where if it don't happen, I'll be surprised. You know, like sometimes you'll be surprised if it pop off. To me, it almost look inevitable. Because if you know anything about Russia and you know about how cold it is up there, and you know about how you need oil and gas for heat, and they up by Siberia, and you blow up all of their oil refineries, and now they just blew up like something by Putin's, one of his places where he live or something. Man, come on. There was some attack on his property, like anyway, they really warring over there, y'all. Somebody else look it up, but there was some attack on some serious property, but they really warring. It's not no joke over there. Real talk. It's bad. It's bad. So over here, I don't got time for no trolls and stuff. This serious conversation. Look. Shame for Vladimir Putin as Russia's economy going to hell due to Ukraine's continued offense. I mean, it's really bad, y'all. And I don't be selling no wolf tickets or nothing. Auntie Punchy, you make a good point. It's really bad for our generation, because my generation, I didn't see World War II. I seen Vietnam and everything after that, Desert Storm and all that. My parents seen World War II. But we came up with a lot of news and information about World War II. So based on the information I know, this is pre-World War behavior with a president that's not qualified. He's just not. He doesn't have the temperament for that. He doesn't have the negotiation skills. I think he's too old. And I think he's very selfish. And I don't trust his wife. As far as I'm concerned, Russia might own dude already. That's a whole nother video for another day. He might be already bought and paid for. I've been talking about that for about 2 or 3 years. 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 2 Yeah, yeah. The Secretary of War, called it the Department of War instead of Department of Defense. Just ordered most of the generals, admirals out of their station bases secretly meet for the first time in U.S. history. Yeah, yes. Two Russian planes just was up by Alaska. Two for Russian fighter jets was that the day before yesterday. They just blew up some of Putin's property, like a summer home or something. Blowing up all his oil refineries. Yeah, I believe they got something on him too. Uh, all I know is it's bad with that. And then with all the deportation and stuff like that, it's just like Nazi Germany. And I think foundational black Americans shouldn't be worried about that. Foundational black Americans we need to be rallied the troop and having means and so to find out what we gonna do. Because what's after when they get through with them? What are their plans for us? Sometimes you be so busy worrying about somebody else that what you gonna do when it's your turn. We need to be concentrating on what we need to do. Because anybody that will send them on them will send them on us. They'd be like, you know what, this is our country. Throw the blacks out. That's why they worship the guy that just got shot, because that's the type of mentality he was pushing. So I think foundational black Americans need to wake up. I wouldn't listen to blacks that's here that's not foundational black Americans because they probably gonna get thrown out. They probably gonna get fired from their jobs and kicked out. Because when you get under this type of regime, they're gonna be like, these should be our jobs, and these immigrants coming taking our jobs. So a lot of brothers from the Caribbean, brothers from the Caribbean, Africa, and all that Asia, they probably gonna lose all their positions at these come. They're gonna fire them. Watch, they're gonna replace them with whites, all in the hospitals everywhere. They're gonna if it keep going the way it's going, this is replacement theory. And it's gonna start with all the immigrants first. So if you're not white, if you're not a white immigrant, you good luck. Cause it ain't looking good. They're gonna throw you out. They're gonna say you got their position. In the military, they said now everybody got to be clean shaven. Well, the black men when they was being shaven, they was having these bad razor bumps. So they tell the black men, regardless, you got to be clean shaven. We don't care if your face break out. So look how many black men gonna have to get out because when they cut their hair, they break out with like a skin disease rash. So that's a way to get all the black men out. Now imagine the military where you ain't got none of your own people in the military. Then if you look at ICE, a lot of them from militias and stuff. They got their face covered up so you don't know who they are. So who is these men in ICE? They probably from a lot of these militia groups. So they slowly surrounding you with haters. Slowly. And if the ultimate goal is to attack foundational black Americans, first they got to get rid of anybody that would be your ally, which would be all the Hispanics, Africans, Caribbeans, Asians, got to go. So they just got us here, 13%. And then they can try to do what they want to do. Because the ultimate position is they want our position because we the number 2 position in the country. Nobody else is. Hispanics ain't, black immigrants ain't, Asians ain't. The ones that invented everything, the ones that's the number 2, the ones that's got the sports where it's at and everything where it's at is foundational black Americans, which is something that these other immigrants don't give us no credit for anyway. So they is fake allies anyway. Because I always thought the Africans made and the Black Caribbeans, they made a horrible miscalculation by not linking in with Black Americans. That's going to be to their detriment. I don't know what type of strategy they thought that they would come to a country where Black Americans made it possible and built it basically and had a lot to do with the economy and worked here for free and was behind a lot of the economy here. I don't know why Blacks from other places came here and didn't link in with Black Americans, played us like enemies in a European country that's got a history of racism. And I no wonder you had to leave where you came from if you that slow. No wonder you had to leave Africa. You slow as a turtle. Who would do that? That's like me going to an Arabic country with a bunch of Arabs and there's some Black Africans there. And I don't link in with the Black Africans. I go over there and just try to do my own thing and be by myself. In an Arabic country with mostly Arabs and the next biggest population is Blacks. And then I go over there and I don't lock in with the Blacks. I'm going to be the first one they're going to throw out. Crazy. So we already see these Black immigrants is slow. They got no military, nothing. No wonder Africa is totally conquered. They ain't got no military bone in their body. They slow as a turtle. What kind of leadership? So you just out there by yourself. All right, good luck. They gonna throw your ass out first. That's a fact. Black immigrants might as well kiss their ass goodbye. They out of here. As soon as they get through with these Hispanics, you out of here. When they get as many Hispanics where they feel kind of comfortable, they're going to go after the Haitians next. It ain't going to be a Haitian nowhere. Watch. There ain't going to be no Haitian nowhere. And the only thing can protect you is a World War III. You know how God work out. So now World War III break out. Now when World War III break out, guess who the first people they going to draft? So now they're going to be like, if you want to stay in the country, you got to join the military. You got to go over there and fight the Russians. You know what I'm saying? You Black, you came over here, you ain't from here, your lineage go back somewhere else, you got to get in the United States military. Or you got to get out. And so I just wanted to talk about this because it's hard for me to feel sorry for anybody. Don't nobody care nothing about us. I speak for a lot of foundational Black Americans. Our heart is cold like ice. But everybody made our hearts cold. We didn't get no love from nowhere, which I blame Africa. Africa is one of the biggest letdowns ever. Big as that continent is, and you come over here and you don't lock in with the brown people, you a disgrace. You know what I'm saying? And because the Africans didn't lock in, the Caribbeans didn't lock in. So now we a bunch of Black people here separate. They can pick us off, pick off the Caribbeans, pick off the Africans. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not Black. So they can pick you off. You know what I'm saying? So if they go after the Haitians, the Africans ain't going to say nothing, right? The foundational Black Americans ain't going to say nothing. And get the Haitians out. Then when they go after the Africans, foundational Black Americans ain't going to say nothing. Get them out. Then they can go after us. Nobody be here. We'll be the only Blacks here. Because they going to go after them Haitians. They going to get them Haitians out of here. Every last one of them. It ain't going to be hardly none here. Everybody know it. They just worried about the South and Central Americans first because they trying to go down there and take their land. They ain't trying to take Haiti, so they get them later. The draft is finna open right after all these generals go up there. Auntie Punchy on her square, and she cute. Ooh wee. So yeah, the draft gonna pop. Auntie Punchy, no ifs, ands, or what's about it. The draft gonna pop off. Probably soon as he meet with these all these generals. Listen, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This is the worst I've ever seen it. I'm born in 1958. I was in high school when they stopped the Vietnam War. This is the worst I've ever seen in this country. This is the most scariest, frightening. This is frightening. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is the most unsure I've ever been in this country. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. And some of the main people responsible for it is the Mexicans. Because if the Mexicans would have locked in with the black Americans, a lot of this immigration stuff couldn't happen. And this immigration stuff is opening it up for concentration camps. Like they did them people in Germany. This this ICE immigration stuff is the precursor for concentration camps. What you mean am I scared? I'm just telling you this is the worst I ever seen it. So what you mean am I scared? Scared like what? What you mean by scared? Am I scared they're gonna do something to you? Do you live in a country? Because they coming after you. So are you asking me, am I scared for what's gonna happen to you and all the people? Or you ask if I'm scared what's gonna happen to me, because it's not gonna just happen to me. So your question don't make a lot of sense, Shakur. It would make sense if they was just coming after me, but they coming after you and your mama and your relative. They coming after y'all if they coming after me. So am I scared for you? Is that what you asked me? I'm just confused. I'm trying to figure out what you asking me. Am I understanding what you're saying? Where did Africa go wrong with selling us out as a people? Africa didn't go wrong with selling us out. Africans went wrong. Only I'm talking about the United States. When black people came to the United States, they were supposed to lock in with black Americans. They were supposed to automatically look at everything. They were supposed to say white Americans, black Americans, Asian Americans, Hispanic Americans. When we come over there, we come into a country that had a history of racism against the black ones. Why would we come over there as black, be separated, and able to be a victim of discrimination by being black? So just military wise, you would come and say, we need to lock in with the black Americans so we have stronger forces because we moving into a place that's got a history of racism. It's just military. Do I think blacks will become more conscious and unite? Uh, I mean, when, Robert? Because you can't wait till the shooting started to try to unite. You have to be united already. If you ain't united by now, I don't know. The better question, Robert, is if you unite now, can you? Like, I mean, as it get worse, depends on how fast it get worse. If it get worse slow like this, you might unite. But what if it get worse like this? What if it get worse like bop bop? Well, you have time to unite. See what I'm saying, Robert? Do you got time to unite if it go bop bop? You got time to unite if this goes slow. But what if it don't go slow? And unite how? You got to have a phone. How do you contact each other? You ain't use social media to unite. They can turn that off. You ain't use your phone to unite. They can turn that off. So if you in South Carolina, how you going to unite with somebody in Virginia? How you going to contact them? What's going to be the means of communication? Maybe you want to talk militarily. You see what I'm saying? What's your means of communication? When you had the opportunity to be on social media and talk about something without trolling and being negative, because there's too many black men y'all let come in conversations to argue and be negative. They never came with a unified concept. Look, I had to block a couple of brothers already. So when you did have the freedom to really look at it like that, you didn't. Now you can't wait till the bottom fall off the bucket, and then, I mean, that should have been done off the top. But it wasn't, because you want to be a Moor and a Hebrew and a Muslim and a Rasta and a Democrat and a Republican. You didn't want to be black. You wanted to be a bunch of weirdo stuff. You didn't want to deal with your skin color. You overlooked it. You want to be like a Moor and you want to argue if we black or not. And now the Moors, what can they do for us? Nothing. They go into the concentration camps too. What they can do? Because I always said the Moors said they wasn't black, but you what your enemies say you are. If the United States military get taken over and they say you black, that feds ain't going to protect you. They're going to say you black and you're going to be black. And they're going to treat you like you black. If somebody put out an order to do something to blacks and they see a Moor, are they going to give them a pass because they got that thing on their head? I'm just keeping it real. If somebody want to harm blacks and they see a Moor, are they going to get a pass because they got that thing on their head? I'm just trying to see. Are they going to say they not black because they got that thing on their head? No, they're going to be black. I don't know what they thinking. They say nationality. I ain't never heard of no nationality without no military. That fez on your head and that flag, that ain't no nationality. I don't know one nation that don't have a military. I know nations that got a weak military, like the Palestinians. And how's that working out? The Palestinians is a nation. And how's that working out? Because they don't have the military might. They're getting wiped out. I don't know what make y'all think we ain't just like them. I don't know why black Americans ain't looking at Palestine and thinking that could be our neighborhoods. That they could level all our neighborhoods and rebuild it and make America great again. I don't know. I'm the only one to see that. They keep showing you Palestine, look, black people, look. We lived over here, they lived over there. We blew over there up. Then we're going to move and fix it up and move over there. In America, we live over here, they live over there. They don't live with us. They put freeways to divide us and all that. We live over here in Palestine, and they live over there in Israel. right here in the United States. If you look at it, what's the difference in how black Americans live over here and how the Palestinians live? None. So you want me to cry for some Hispanic lady that got knocked on the floor? Man, well, I got my own issues to worry about, to be honest with you. I got my own issues. And if they grabbed us and sent us back to Africa, the Africans liable to lock us up to turn on us too. We can't trust them. We can't trust the Africans. The Africans ain't gonna accept us as no Africans. That's already been proven in Ghana. Why you think everybody leaving Ghana? If we could trust the Africans in Africa, we would be working with the Africans over here. I don't know. We got to go all the way to Africa to work with Africans, with all the Africans over here. All that's confusing to me. All the Africans over here. You telling me I got to go to Africa to work with Africans, but I can't work with Africans right here. All of a sudden, when I go to Africa, it's going to be magically, we going to work together. Yeah, he went and got TikTok, so now they could take your stuff down and put their stuff up. Because they taking down all opposition and only putting up what they own. That's what they doing. Any opposition, down and putting up their propaganda. It's getting so much like Nazi Germany. A lot of black Americans getting their passports and getting the hell out of here. They might be right. I don't know. They might be right. I don't know. The difference between the Palestinians and us is we really the people. We really the children of Israel. We really the holy people. They not. So playing with us ain't gonna work like playing with them. And then playing with us is on a whole esoterical level. That's the difference. That's the real reason I'm not really scared, because just thinking about doing something to me could cause earthquakes, lightning, brimstone, fire, tornadoes, and floods and tsunamis. You know, you wake up underwater just thinking about doing something to me. I'm just saying. I'm Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and Daniel, and them. You know, you play if you want to. I'm not the Palestinians. The Palestinians went and unalived the black Hebrew Israelites that took their land. And then them people came and took it back from them. So Palestinians was never righteous. That's why they going through what they went through. They getting treated like they treated the original black Palestinians, the real Hebrew Israelites. Now, they came down under Arab invasion and took that land from black people. Then after World War II, they sanctioned them other people to come and take it from them. So you reap what you sow. Arabs came and took it from us, and now Menachem Begin and all of them people came and took it from them. It was neither one of their land. That land don't belong to the so-called Palestinians or them other people. That's our land. I know the truth is an offense, and I'm like the one of the few out here really kind of stepping on the truth like that. And look how many brothers got to come over here playing with me. The only difference is I just don't do the truth. I'd be outside. I'm not the typical, whatever you want to call it. I'm a two-headed monster. Which way you want to do? You want to do the knowledge, or you want, we could, you know what I'm saying? I really ain't the one to play with. Keep me on the knowledge side. Keep me on the positive side. Don't put me on the other side. Because I go straight from angel to demon. I don't do in between. Which one you want to deal with? The angel or the demon? It's cool with me. I don't know. One thing about it, Mike, is I don't talk to, I don't want to talk to you. That's the difference between you and me, Mike. I'm the big shot, and you just a little boy. You stay in a little boy place. That's the difference between me and you, Mike. You don't run nothing. He said the Africans was never the chosen people. I didn't say the Africans. I said the blacks. I don't be arguing with people because they be slow. I never said Africans. I said blacks. Because the whole planet was black, not just Africa. The whole planet was black. And then as it spread it out and moved, as these continents floated into different climates, people slowly changed colors. But the original people was black here on this planet. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and all that was black. Christ was black. It's right in the scriptures Christ was black. He got feet of bronze and hair of wool. It's a Rasta man. No European don't got no feet of bronze and ain't got no hair of wool. See, like, I'm not finna argue with somebody that don't know nothing. Go study. The chosen people is just the root of the original people. That's all that means. It's just like, let me give you an example of chosen people in my family. My mother and father come from Alabama, right? So, but we got a family in Alabama. And then my mother and father come up here. Then they have me and my sister. Then we have children stuff. We spread out. But the root of the family going to always still be Alabama. So Alabama would be like Israel, like the chosen, the root of us as we spread out. So if I go back to Alabama, it's still a whole bunch of cousins and relatives there. All my granddaddy's children and stuff and their families is there except my mama. My mama is the only one of her daddy's children and my auntie that came up here. All the rest of his children down there and had children. So that would be like Israel. That would be like the root of the family. So in terms of like the chosen people for Black Americans is in Alabama and Mississippi and Louisiana and down there. And then we the offspring that go and move out, that grow and go out to spread. So that's the same way when you read the Bible, when you see the in the beginning of the Bible, you see the Euphrates and all that, it shows you that the Garden of Eden was right there, East Africa. But then it was the Pangaean, all the continents together, but it's still describing that area. Then as they start breeding, then they spread it out on the earth. But the root gonna still be right there. Egypt and Ethiopia is gonna be the root, and Israel is gonna be the root of the foundation because Israel's right there. Here's Israel, here's Egypt, here's Ethiopia. That's the root, that circle, that's the root of people. That's where people come from on this planet. Then they spread it to Atlantis and Mu and Bimini and all of that. And as the continents broke apart, and that's when the one bear turned white, one bear turned brown, one bear turned black. This knowledge is like on some other stuff. I'm saying much respect to my teacher, Sun Ra, my teacher, Pita, like the real masters of the universe. You know, I'm really him. So when you look at the Pangea, you see the continents. So if you ever want to understand race, just think about the black bear, brown bear, and polar bear, how they turn different colors. Because as the Pangea, as the continents floated over thousands and millions of years, and you in the cold climate, you become white. You in this climate, you become brown. You in this climate, you become black. You become a panda. You become this kind of bear, that kind of bear. You understand? You become, you stay this type of lion, but you become a mountain lion. You don't have a big mane because you adapt to your climate. So you become a smaller mountain lion, but you still come from the original lion. So all people, they only look different because when the continents split apart over so many millions of years and thousands of years, you was just under different climates. That's why the Asian man eyes started to slant and all that, you know, because and they was all originally black. So white people used to be black. So did Asians. Everybody was black, and then everybody changed. You understand what I'm saying? This is all facts. I'm not going to debate unless you put money up. But I can show you the black Asians. Here they go. Here go where they was beginning to change the origins of the Chinese and Japanese and stuff. There they go right there. You see the dreadlocks? You see that? The Asiatic black man. There they go. Checkmate. Facts. Now, if you ain't got this type of knowledge locked and loaded, why would I debate you? You got to put money up to debate me. This is really big Pharaoh. I'm really on a whole nother level. There they go. Tell me I'm lying. You ever seen this picture? And then they was in Fiji, Hawaii, all in the Polynesia. The Fijians tell you they come from Egypt. That they got sticks and put a bunch of canoes together and got on the ocean so they wouldn't sink. And they rowed to Fiji. They tell you they're ancient Egyptians. We sent scouts to Fiji to find out that when we left Hawaii, if we was going to live in Fiji, and they came back with the information. The Fijians say they come from ancient Kemet. So their original vessels, they would strap a bunch of canoes together, 2, 3, 4, right? And that would stop them from turning over. And that's how they was able to sail the oceans without turning over. By putting 2, 3, 4 canoes together. You know what I'm saying? then it would get on the water. You wouldn't have to worry about, it capsizing because they got the bamboo in between them holding them, so the water can't fill it up because the water go like in between. These was the ancient vessels that they used to sail with. Sometimes they'll show you the ones with two. You know what I'm saying? Watch. See, sometimes they'll show you the ones with just two. Watch. See this one on the far right. See, this the one with the two. You know what I'm saying? This the one with the two. See, it's two of them strapped together. Over there is two of them strapped together. You see it's got the wood in between the two canoes. It's the ancient way they used to travel where it wouldn't turn over. You know what I'm saying? See the two of them put together? Sometimes they would have four of them put together. You understand? See? Real talk. This your boy Big Pharaoh. I lived in the South Pacific. I bringing back y'all knowledge, real knowledge. I lived in Hawaii. I hung out with the Fijians and the Polynesians and the people from them islands out there. You know what I'm saying? The Fijians tell you straight up, they come from Africa. They come from East Africa. They ancient Egyptians. That's their real culture. And how they learned how to sail was they strapped a bunch of canoes together with wood in between them. So then when they get on the water, it had buoyancy. You couldn't sink it. And they got out there and they'd be like 30 men and they'd be rowing. I'm trying to find the one that got like four of them strapped together. But they don't want to show them to you. They be hiding knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I got to find out what the vessels is called. Right? Polynesian navigation. They don't be wanting to show people nothing no more, though. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a break. They be hiding the knowledge from y'all. Do I think World War III happened, Driz? I think it's a high possibility. I think it's a real high possibility. I really do. I think it's a higher possibility than ever. Y'all support the channel. If you look in terms of God and the devil, right? I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Y'all generation is locked between the two. So not only are you looking at war, but you're looking at famine, disease, natural disasters, right? Natural disasters, all of that. The mark of the beast, the cashless society. You're looking at all of that simultaneously, Driz. So as they try to get you on the mark of the beast, then nature will also be flooding. So the more Babylon try to rise up, the more the earth will rise up. And we're going to be in the middle of this war between Mother Nature and technology. So it's basically everything going to be going on. Babylon going to be trying to bring in a system, but Babylon is destroying the earth. So the earth going to be rebelling. And then Babylon don't get along. So they're going to be warring. So all of that is on the table. All of that. War, rumors of war, natural disasters, famine, storms, all of that is on the table. Why are they trying to go electronic? They trying to bring robots. All of that will be happening simultaneously as you see it's happening. Mind you, look at the natural disasters over the last 2 or 3 years. You notice they're not telling you. People is underwater everywhere. Y'all ain't see that water just hit Hong Kong yesterday, day before? And busting them hotels? Y'all ain't seen that? See, it's no one particular thing going on because people have been too foul. Y'all ain't seen the typhoon in Hong Kong? Man, listen. When you're dealing with wickedness, man, it ain't no joke. Y'all ain't seen the typhoon in Hong Kong? Man, listen. Y'all ain't seen this? Y'all ain't seen this water hit Hong Kong? Go look it up. Hong Kong buildings sway and super typhoon Ragasa. Go look it up. And it's coming across. It's coming across the ocean. It ain't finished. They've been watching it now for about a week and a half. Y'all ain't seen that? Man, listen. The people was in that hotel. Y'all ain't seen this out in the ocean? They call it the King of Storms. It goes towards Hong Kong. It's a typhoon, a tropical cyclone. Right? It's something they ain't seen, right? This ain't normal, okay? This ain't no hurricane. This is a cyclone, a typhoon cyclone, a super typhoon, they call it. When they start putting super on it, what do you think that means? When they start saying super, that means you out of line with the planet. You see what it look like? That means you out of line. You not in tune with nature. Nature gonna tear your stuff up. You got too much junk. Nature wanna clean up and tear all the junk up. Nature gonna wanna tear all your junk up. You got too much junk on the planet. It gotta go. You interfere with nature, and nature is alive. So nature knows how to clean itself if you go too far. So nature is finna clean itself because man is corrupt and he doing too much. He don't respect man. He don't respect animals. He don't respect plants. He don't respect the earth. You think the earth is yours, but the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. And that's just over there. What you think finna happen over here? Y'all think it's finna be sweet over here? Man, listen. I've been telling y'all this. You should better subscribe to the channel. Y'all better subscribe to the channel if you want to know what's going on. If you ain't subscribed to Pharaoh Said That, you out the loop. That's why I ain't in the algorithm. Man, if you ain't subscribed over here, you out the loop. So listen, we finna end this, but we gonna end this like this. Go get you some food in your house. Go get you some beans and get you some rice. I ain't trying to panic you. Get you some beans and rice and fill you up some of these buckets with beans and rice. Okay? Those that don't, you just don't. And those that don't. Okay? Those that don't. Those that smart, listen to what I'm telling you. Get you some beans and rice. Get you some beans and rice. And fill you up some buckets with some beans and rice. So you can take care of your family. When you get the beans and rice, get the buckets with the top screw on and put some bay leaves in there so the bugs won't be in there. Get these buckets right here. I got 2 of them full. Next week, I'm doing 2 more because I see what's popping. So I'm filling up 2 more next week. And go watch some of my survival videos. I got survival videos over here that I just did recently. Just scroll back and watch them. Don't say nobody didn't tell you. And, get what you need to do to protect your family and your house. Because you're looking at storms, war. You know what I'm saying? You know what happens when people out of line and don't respect the planet and everybody acting a fool? You know what happens. But go get you some beans and rice. We finna go. And when you get some beans and rice, there's a process that you got to do to store it, all right? It's a way you got to store it, okay? So I'm finna show you how to store it. So remember this video and come back to this video and watch it again if you want to remember. And this is how you store your food, okay? Real talk. Like, I'm not playing over. I'm really trying to help people. This is how you store your food. And I'll see y'all in a little while with another conversation. But this is how you store your food, right? I'm going to let this run twice in case you don't see everything, all right? All right. Victory.